If you work near a mechanical grape harvester or other machinery, be sure not to wear baggy or loose-fitting clothing and jewelry. They can get tangled up in a machine and lead to a nasty injury. Be sure to wear your seatbelt if you drive or operate any tractors and other farm vehicles with a rollover protection system, or ROPS. You and your coworkers need to use brief, understandable, and precise communication when working around tractors and other farm vehicles. Keep in constant eye contact with the equipment's operator and use clear and well-defined gestures, hand signs, and even whistles to communicate. It is very important for you to be visible and for your crew to use and understand hand gestures to get your messages across. Remember, the noise from a tractor makes it difficult to talk with the machine's operator, even by shouting. Stay clear of the power takeoff or PTO shafts at all times when they are operating. Loose clothing or jewelry can become entangled in these spinning shafts with tragic results. Machinery guards are important safety devices. They are there for your protection. Only authorized personnel following your company's approved lockout, blockout, tagout procedures should ever remove or defeat them. And then only if necessary to perform maintenance or repairs. Many kinds of tractors, ATVs, and farm utility vehicles are used on vineyards, and each has its own set of hazards and special operating procedures. Never operate any mechanical farm equipment without permission from your supervisor and without receiving complete instruction and training from an experienced operator. When hooking up trailers, start with the tractor turned off. Block the wheels if there is any chance of the tractor moving, and make sure the gear is in neutral and the brakes are set. Next, roll the trailer onto the hitch and then lock the safety pin into place. Before moving, make sure all workers are clear. Move slowly and keep a constant eye out for co-workers. And remember, no riders, ever. They are a major factor in farm machinery deaths, especially when the riders are children. A hole or bump can cause the passenger to be thrown from the equipment, resulting in injury or death. If you need to stop on uneven ground, set the brake and block the wheels. Before clearing a jam or doing any work on the vehicle, be sure to turn off all power, block out and lock out all potential energy sources and any dangerous moving parts, and finally, tag out the equipment. Never skip any of these lockout, blockout, and tagout steps. While it is important to do your best to be efficient, don't take shortcuts with safety. When doing non-standard jobs or tasks, consider safety at every step in the process. And if you have any questions about these safety tips, be sure to ask your supervisor. A variety of pesticides and chemicals are used in most modern vineyards. Only fully trained employees should handle these materials. Some of these substances require special handling, eye wash equipment, and personal protective gear, like respirators, rubber gloves, and goggles. Special training is required before using some of these substances. Be sure to review the relevant safety information, especially the use and safety instructions on the label. Check with your supervisor before using any chemical you are not sure about for the first time. You can refer to the Materials Safety Data Sheet, also known as MSDS, for detailed information on any chemicals commonly used in vineyards. These sheets describe the approved methods of use and safety equipment required for the chemicals used at your job. Learn where the MSDS sheets are located on your job and how to read them. Some days, vineyards get hot, and long exposure to high temperatures can result in heat exhaustion. Remember to drink small amounts of water frequently throughout the day when the weather is hot to prevent dehydration. The symptoms of heat exhaustion or heat stress are headaches, dizziness, lightheadedness, weakness, mood changes, nausea, pale and clammy skin. In some cases, people can vomit or faint. To avoid heat exhaustion, you need to keep hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Take a short break in the shade and eat if necessary. Heat stroke, on the other hand, is a far more serious condition caused by long exposure to hot temperatures combined with dehydration. Signs of heat stroke are dry and pale skin, mood changes, seizures, and collapse. Heat stroke can ultimately lead to death. Watch out for each other and be ready to help someone that seems to be suffering from heat exhaustion. Make sure you know how to call for emergency medical services and be able to give them directions to your location. If you see signs of heat stroke, you need to stop what you are doing, begin first aid, and get immediate medical help. If you are in an area where West Nile virus is a concern, wear a long-sleeved shirt and use a mosquito repellent on your hands and face. In some cases, an insecticide applied to the outside of your clothing is recommended. Check with your local county health officials or farm bureau for their current recommendations for your area. Bees and wasps can also be a concern. Tell your supervisor in advance if you know you are allergic to bee stings. And be sure to keep any prescription medications with you at work. Tell your supervisor immediately if you are stung. Snakes are common in vineyards. Some are poisonous, but most are not. Stay clear of all snakes if you are in doubt. Ticks, which live on deer, cattle, and other animals, can carry Lyme disease. Check your body for ticks if you are in a tick-infested area and learn how to remove them safely. Watch out for the leaves of 3 that indicate poison oak. Contact with resins on these leaves can cause a very uncomfortable skin reaction. To get the resin off, wash with strong soap and water, then launder any clothing that has come in contact with this plant. Make sure you launder exposed clothing separate from any other clothing to avoid further exposure.
You spend many long hours working on a land in all kinds of weather, striving to provide that bountiful harvest that makes California agriculture the best in the world. Safety in vineyards presents challenges. Learning about safety, working together, and participating in your employer's injury and illness prevention program goes a long way in maintaining a safe and healthful workplace. That's why the California Farm Bureau Federation is proud to partner with State Fund to produce this training video and a whole array of ag-specific safety training products. Additional information and resources are available on the Farm Bureau, Farm Employers Labor Service, and State Fund websites. Thank you for joining us, and here's a toast to you for all you do.